So I just got back from a UPS place. God, it was like, it wasn't even at the warehouse, it was someplace else. So, but we had shipped these and glad they brought them back. There was a couple things the boys forgot about on them, but one of them didn't have the terminals. I was like, I don't know how you guys could miss that, but they did. And so this is the removable top Mac modular audio concepts and kinetics. These are going on to some Crossfire motors, I think, for Scotty Wink, and he'll be taking them to Slamology, I think. So, and then I wanted to point out, we have a bunch of this oxygen-free copper 8 gauge from the Hooker Audio buyout several years back, and what was it? Audio Legion actually has, let me show it to you, some copper 8 gauge in black. So if you want to buy a spool from them, it's a really, really good deal. It's basically cheaper than I could get it from Recoil. And so you guys can buy that, and then if you want to buy the 8 gauge for me, you can. So, but Scotty's going to be using it for power wire, which is complete overkill, but you know, whatever. But I did want to promote, we got a bunch of this. It is aluminum, but it's we got it in 14 gauge and 12 gauge for really cheap. I think it's on the Recoil website, but of course I can beat that pricing. And then I get you all kinds of other stuff in there as well. I think that, oh, I wanted to talk real quick. Let me turn this off so you can see better. I wanted to put a shout out. It's a little late though. HiFi Vector. So HiFi Vector, I've never really heard of, but he's got his shit together enough. What did I put it? Where is it at? Is it here? There it is. So he's learned how to make a dummy load to compete with Tony Baloney's amp dyno. So that's basically all that he has as far as products. It's that and just related stuff. So, but you can go to hifivector.com and check out his stuff there if you want an alternative for a tester. And of course, I'm not going to pay, what is it, $1,000? Yeah, $1,000. So I'm not going to pay $1,000. I'm going to build my own. But I'm glad he was able to do the testing on the Recoil 1200.1. It's so funny how you guys, I don't know, it's not that I want to say you doubt me, but like, I would hope that you would get the gist that Recoil is legit, and that the legacy and the people that are involved in it know what the fuck they're doing and want to make something really good. Now remember, Edge makes Recoil, and Edge also makes Cicada Audio. Okay, so you can go to cicadaaudio.com and see Larry F's project there. And then of course Larry V helps Larry F with that, and then Larry V runs Recoil Audio as well, which you can go to their website, recoilaudio.com, which I'm not sure if I told you, I kind of saved the .com for them a couple years back. The brand they kind of forgot about it. They dropped the ball, and I noticed that the .com was available, so I picked up that one. And I think there was one other one. I think it was Recoil Car Audio, I think was the one I picked up. I owed Larry some money for some Hooker Audio stuff that he had got hosed on by the vendor guy, and so he let me have that for cheap. And then I was like, dude, just forgive my debt on the Hooker Audio stuff. And he's like, done. So that was because of me. So but I'm really involved with these guys. I don't have a say, but they provide me with a lot of great stuff, and you can go check out their website. Typically you get a better deal on the website than you do on Amazon. Sometimes you get a better deal on Amazon just because they want to get the feedback and 5-star ratings to help promote the product. So check both, and you can check out Recoil Audio on Amazon as well. So, but I wanted to show you those. Let's see, what else did I want to show? I think that was it. Got a couple more haters, but it's funny how to. Oh, that's from Daniel. There's a guy hating on me yesterday that lived over in the West Valley that I delivered to, and people just act unreasonable. So, but if you haven't, I'll put the link to in the description for this video. The downside, the sad news about the 1200.1 is that they're all out of stock, except for the stash that I have, because I saw this coming. And so I had went up and picked up, I think, 4 cases of the 1200.1, and I only have 5 pieces left. And of course, I give a better deal when you buy from me, and or buy from Robot, not me personally. But and you get the amp, which comes with the clipping indicator, bass knob. It's brand new in the box. It also comes with a 4-gauge power wire kit from Recoil, and also a 1 farad digital cap. That's what I wanted to show you. It was the. Let me go back. There it is. This one. So this is the one I typically give away for free, but they are out of those, and so we've been giving this one away. Sometimes we get the 2 farad ones in, and because they cost me the same, which is super cheap, like $10. Like, I don't care. So I'd rather just give it to you guys. So, because to me, I some people complain that, well, they don't do anything. Well, this one has a distribution block, and it's cool to look at. It's got the voltmeter. Just the voltmeter and the distribution block are worth that to you. So, and it's included with the 4-gauge kit. So, shut the fuck up and take the deal. So, and I often put in other stuff to promote Recoil as well. So, but there's some other stuff that I wanted to do, but I'm not remembering it. So, but I'll make more videos for you guys. I think somebody was just wanting some attention. Oh, that's what it was. Don't fall in love with me, right? I know I got a big wiener and everything like that, and you guys love me. But that was the case with that guy over in the West Valley. Was I didn't realize it at the time, but he had really chatted me up on text and was going back and forth. He couldn't decide on what he wanted for a sound system, and I was giving him pricing, but he wanted it cheaper, and he was negotiating. I didn't really pay much mind to him. I didn't even put him in my phone until like recently. And then he finally, I guess, had the money, and I happened to be delivering another deal over in Goodyear, and so I was like, that's fine, I'll drive out there for $400. It was $200 for his, and then $200 for the other deal. I'm like, I'll drive that far, because it's like 50 miles. So I drive out there, I meet him, I give him his stuff. One of the component systems sets that he got was the 6.5, and it was used. It was a return from Amazon, which most of the stuff that I sell you is going to be returns. Now, we do 100% testing, but it may not be cosmetically like perfect. So, and it was funny because he lives way the fuck out there, I was like, it's not a big deal, no problem. I said, just order a set off of Amazon, because then, Recoil will send you a brand new set. Replace them with the tweeters that you got that you don't want, that are just, I think one of the tweeter cups was like cracked or something like that. I was like, send back the parts that you don't want, and then get a refund. And so that way, neither one of us has to make a trip, and you get new product for the same price. And for some reason, he didn't like that. He got real demanding, and he was like, I put the money in your hand. Are you gonna stand behind your product or not? And I was like, okay, first of all, this is not my product. It's like I'm just an in-between. I gave you a good deal. You got to meet me. Not that I thought that was a big deal, but I guess it meant something to him, because when he got demanding, I was like, hey man, you can't tell me what to do. Like, you can negotiate, right? And I tell that to my wife all the time, because she doesn't know how to negotiate. For her, it's like either her way or blow the whole thing up. And I'm like, you don't have to do that. There is a lot of in between. There's a lot of gray that you can split the things on. So let me go to, there we go. Fuck it, I'll blend this into that. But anyways, the moral of the story is, don't be an asshole and get demanding and blow stuff up just because you don't get your way. Negotiate something. So, but for the guy, he demanded that he come over and exchange it, which I was like, okay, like, you want to drive 50 miles? That's up to you. That's fine. And I said, I was just trying to help you out, and so help us both out. But he was like really passionate about something, and I couldn't understand why he was passionate about it. Until later, my wife sort of was like, maybe he's got a crush on you, like a man crush, and I thought it was entertaining. But just so you guys know, don't have a man crush on me. Don't have a man crush on anybody. Everybody is a human. Like, everybody poops, everybody masturbates. Like, stop idolizing other people. Look at their work. That's something different. And there's plenty of people that have talent or have worked at skills. I've been doing this for 30 years now. Okay, so I've been doing this a really long time. I'm not magical by any means. I just happen to figure out a niche where I can really be able to express myself and do the things that I want to do in a place of integrity, where I don't have to lie to you about anything, and I don't have to sort of swindle you like a car audio place does. And I get to tell you secrets that the other guys won't tell you, and then I get to have fun with you guys, and I get to build you custom product. I get to do all kinds of cool stuff that I wouldn't normally be able to do if I was under, management from a brand or something like that, or working for somebody. So, and I don't give a fuck about a lot of these relationships that people want to have with me. Just because if you're not going where I'm going, which I'm going to the moon, going to Tesla, if you're not going with me, then it's not that I don't want anything to do with you. I just don't have time. So it's sort of like when you drive from Phoenix to Flagstaff, there's a couple of nice road stops where you can stop off, take a pee or whatever, and look at the view. And imagine I get in a conversation with somebody and I'm like, I gotta go. And then they get really mad that I say I gotta go. And I'm like, I didn't come to the rest stop for you. I came to the rest stop to pee and maybe get a soda. Otherwise, I gotta go. So again, don't take it personal or anything like that. It's not about that. It's just that there's other people I need to help, and there's other things that I need to do. You're not the most magical thing in the world, especially if you just think, I want money. I don't want just your money. I want to be able to help you. And if you don't take my advice, and if you don't take my encouragement and my guidance, then definitely I don't want anything to fucking do with you, because that makes you a liability and very dangerous and unpredictable. And that's not what I need in my life. So again, nothing personal about that. It's just, that's the way it is right now for me. So I'm on a path. I need to escape. I need to get to Texas. There's things that I need to do. So, but somebody had asked me to do a quick comparison, or I guess whatever, critique on the Peerless Tymphany 15-inch high-powered subwoofer. So I went ahead. This is the one with the big voice coil. On Tymphany's website, it actually says 8-inch voice coil, which it's not. It's 7.4. And it says right there. And it's also dual 8 ohm. And I think they did that to have really high BL numbers. So because when you do testing in series. So you're talking about a 16 ohm load that you're getting BL from. That's a lot of windings in the gap. And so basically it's a gimmick. So just so you know, the whole woofer is a gimmick, and it's overpriced. And I'm saddened because Tymphany represents a really long line of work, really great work that the guys did for Seos, the Seos brand, for VIV, for ScanSpeak, and all those great brands. They've created a lot of really great products, and you can find a lot of those great products still sold at Matasound, which I think is the U.S. distributor for a lot of the Tymphany products. Tymphany is a multinational conglomerate of those brands and some other brands, and they decided to sort of make it more international and do into that stuff. So this is a product that is just really full of gimmicks, and it's really their attempt at trying to make something unique, so that basically they just want to get more money out of you. So I'm saddened by that, because when you look at the ScanSpeak products and you look, I mean, they're really impressive. Of course, they're overpriced, but just look at the technology. And then when you find out that they've been making a lot of the drivers in China, not that it's marginally cheaper in China than it is if they're made in, was it Norway or wherever the fuck they're made, Scandinavia. Because again, I get a lot of the machine work done in China. They just put manufacturing in China. It's not a big deal. But when you find out how much that thing costs to make, and then they're selling a tweeter for $300 or $400, you're like, wow, that seems a little So, I mean, it's not completely out of line, but, you know, whatever. I don't, what's the word? I don't want to criticize them because I really love their work, but this is a gimmick. So, and you got to remember that, where's the price at? I think the price was like really expensive. It's like $700 or $800, but I mean, when you compare it to something else that's available at that price point, is it better? No, it's the same. If VEA optimized ferrite motor, whatever. There's also it has the magnet in the middle. Oh, that's what I wanted to talk about too. Was M-Force by PowerSoft. So, but I'll do a second video on that one. So, but Memphis came out with their version of it. It's called the VIV 1422, and it's a 14-inch woofer, and it's basically the same woofer. It's probably made in the same factory as the Tymphany one, which is in Asia somewhere, and the magnet is on the inside. Again, not that means anything. The whole idea of going with a larger voice coil is so that it can dissipate abuse and the heat. And so typically they're rated for higher power, even though when you look at the BL and you look at the performance, it's not anything different than, say, like let's compare two 1,000-watt woofers. They're basically about 1,000-watt woofers. So let's look at the Soundstream SPLX, which is also a version of the TC9 Plus motor, and then you look at the Power HX2 from Rockford Fosgate. Both are 1,000. They're conservatively rated. Both 1,000-watt subwoofers. The Power HX2 uses a 4-inch coil. The SPLX uses a 3-inch coil. They both do the same thing. So then you have to get into, well, what performance are you looking for? How low do they play? Which one plays lower? And then you have to look at price. Which one is priced better? So, and of course, the Power HX2 was made in America, so it costs more. But it was also from Rockford Fosgate, which is a higher esteemed brand, and so they get to charge more. So not that it costs any more to make, it's again marginally greater, but you got to look at, like, if you're making 10,000 of these and you can save $20 per woofer by shipping going into China, you're gonna save the $20. So it doesn't seem like a lot, but it, again, when you don't have to put up with the chubby Americans that want to smoke meth and cigarettes and all this other bullshit, and then demand, you know, all kinds of things because they got to feed their children. It's like, shut the fuck up. In China, the attitude is a lot different. That's all. It's, you know, that's your business. You know, if you don't want to have babies, don't have babies. You know, if you want to smoke cigarettes on your time. So, but again, I highly encourage you to watch more videos about China and about everyday life in China. It's just a different way of living. It's not that it's bad or wrong or anything like that. It's just a different way to do stuff. If you ever go to Mexico, it's a lot like Mexico and most of South America. It's just people working and doing the same stuff that they do everywhere else, but on a smaller budget. And they're very effective and they're very creative, and it works. So again, no judgment at all. It's just a different way of doing things. So, but as far as the benefits go, fuck no, it's not worth the whatever. This is, they do theirs for 2,200 watts. What else? 7.5 inch shorting ring. Shorting rings don't do anything. They saturate really quick. I'll put a link to the white papers from Dan Wiggins did. Again, you don't have to take Dan's word for it. Do your own research. But it's very interesting, some of the points that Dan brings up in his white papers, describing a lot of the, I don't want to say taboos, but just hacks that are available to you that mainstream companies don't talk about. Mostly because they want to keep you dumb. Because if you're dumb, then you're going to pay too much, and they want you to pay too much. So, you know, but the problem is like, you know, when Rockford made their T2 series, the 13 and the 16, they didn't put any support in it. There's zero support, none. So if the surround goes bad on it, there's nothing you can do. You got to buy a new one, and it's kind of very wasteful and, you know, whatever. But again, I don't want to make a judgment on Rockford, but I think there's better ways to do stuff. So, but again, I don't work at Rockford, and that's their bottom line. And if that's how they want to do business, that's how they're going to do business. So, but as far as these woofers with large voice coils being any better, now to me they're turds because number one, they're overpriced. Number two, they do the same job as another woofer that uses a standard 3-inch coil or 4-inch coil. And so they're doing the same amount of work. So it's sort of like if you powder coat your alternator red. Does it make it better? No, it just looks better and it's more expensive. So again, you want to look at what the job that these things are doing, and you want to look at how much money you're paying for the job and the work that's being done, right? The work here is producing bass at a certain SPL level. That's it. There's lots of other brands out there. You know, Scar is really good as far as high value. Of course, Recoil is coming out with subs this summer. We're coming out with the entry-level subs. I say we because I feel like I'm part of it, but I know I'm not. And then also SoundCubed often provides really, really good values versus their sister brand, Digital Designs. A lot of the same products built in the same build house, built with the same motors, just a different color scheme or something like that as a change. Again, what's it? The other one is Harmony. Harmony on Amazon. There was some better products that they were sort of giving away at cost, but those deals have kind of dried up, and you're starting to see the real price of these things. And then of course the market starts slowing down and realizing, hey, you aren't any better than anybody else. And so again, don't be afraid to choose. But again, if you're gonna have longevity about a product, always think about serviceability. You know, are there parts available? And you know, if I was a guy that loved Memphis, and you know, you're like, whatever, I love Elvis, all that bullshit. Make sure you buy that and then make them throw in a kit for free, right? Because if you're going to pay $1,000 for this woofer, they can throw in a kit for free. And if they won't do it, then you know, again, you have the power to walk away and do something else. You can go online, you can buy Sundown, you can buy Scar, you can buy SoundCubed, you can buy all kinds of different brands. So don't be afraid to negotiate, is what I'm saying. So, but it does really help to know your market, right? To know what other products are out there. And that's what's funny though, is the irony is that if you already know that Scar and SoundCubed exist, you wouldn't go to Memphis in the first place. And you certainly wouldn't buy retail. You'd buy online, right? Because it's a better deal. So stay out of the shops. Stop bothering them. Stop going in and being looky-loos. The wife and I were I picked up a big power acoustic amp last night for like $30. And we were cruising the old neighborhood over there in Northwest Mesa. And there used to be a stereo store called 21st Century Sound right there on Country Club north of University, and it's now a pawn shop. But that's where I got. It was on the way home from school. I went to Westwood right there around the corner in high school, and that was the place where I stopped in there with my skateboard. And they had a MTX Terminator red cone 2 ohm single voice coil for $60. And I was like, hey, can I see that woofer? And I had $60 in my pocket, and the guy turned me away, and he was a dick to me. He was like, what are you gonna do, put it on your skateboard? And I was like motherfucker, I got like 4 punch amps at home in my room. I don't have a car, but I have equipment, and I know what the fuck I'm talking about, and I know what I'm doing. So, but that's one of the things that spurred me to start Robot, and you know, stop asking people for permission to do what you want to do. All right. Now, if you want Memphis and you're in love with it, then that's a problem. So then you're going to have to pay what Memphis wants, because Memphis is a hot chick. So, and the same goes with some of these Sundown products and things like that. Jacob has no qualms about charging as much as he does. Number one, because he gives you a better value than Rockford and JL. Yeah. So, and you know, for the price of a JL Audio 13W7, which I think is $1,600 now, look at what you can get for $1,600 from Sundown. So, but you know, my problems with Sundown are something else. That was Jacob just being a dick to people and being snobby. So, but he's rich, bitch. So I guess he can be snobby to people. I think that was it for the STW woofers. Are they worth it? No. I do not recommend this. They get a thumbs down as far as value and acceptability. The other thing is that it's a dual 8 ohm, so it's like that's kind of hard to use in car audio as well. Let's see, the Dayton Reference Series High Excursion, also $329. That's still not a great deal for what looks like about maybe a 1,000 watt woofer. Where is it? Just by looking at the magnet. 3-inch coil, 800 watt. It's an 800 watt woofer, so that's a no. That's a negative. You might want to look at for a replacement like that. We can offer something like that for only what, I think 220 shipped. That does 800 watts RMS. Has just under 3-inch coil. It's got a 3-year warranty, and it's badass. So, and that's the Jizz Llama Fister series, so which I recommend. So, if you want to save some money, I think we have a couple of those left in Dual 2 and Dual 4. And I had one guy using them for home theater, which they were really good for, and then of course car audio, and they're on par with like the older SA series from Sundown. So, and of course I can always build you something custom if that's what you need. I'm almost caught up today with orders. I got about an hour to get shit ready, but I'll probably have to go to the UPS distribution hub later on my own because the truck bed gets full lately. We've been having so many orders, but thank you guys for your support. Keep the questions coming. It does take me a minute sometimes to get to stuff, mostly just because I have lots of commitments. So, but I love you guys and thank you for your support. I'll talk to you later.